Chosen one, this message is not finding you by accident, and it is not arriving early or late. It is arriving at the exact moment heaven authorized it. The declaration has already been spoken, and what is spoken in heaven does not return void on earth. The old chapter of your life has officially closed. Not slowly fading, not gradually ending, it is finished. The season where you questioned whether the sacrifice was worth it, where obedience felt unrewarded, where endurance went unseen, has been sealed and completed. What opens now is not a continuation of struggle, but a new identity altogether. And understand this clearly. The richness being released over your life is not limited to money. This is divine recognition. This is heaven publicly acknowledging what you carried privately. This is God saying, I saw you when no one applauded. I recorded what others ignored. I honored what cost you. Every loss you endured while staying aligned was an investment, not a punishment. Every time you chose integrity over ease, faith over fear, patience over bitterness, something permanent was being built in the unseen. This moment is irreversible because it was not created by effort. It was authorized by heaven. No human opinion can reverse it. No delay can reattach itself to you now. No cycle can reopen once God has declared it complete. You are not stepping into something fragile or temporary. You are stepping into a state of being that cannot be undone. This is the moment your life stops explaining what you survived and begins demonstrating what you were prepared for. What begins now does not require defense, because it is backed by divine authority. The chapter of proving is over. The chapter of receiving has begun. And once heaven declares a thing finished, it stays finished. Chosen one, the identity you carried during seasons of waiting, struggle, and uncertainty no longer belongs to you. You are not who you were when you were hoping, questioning, or barely holding on. That version of you has expired. What once worked against you has now been reassigned to work for you. The resistance you faced was not sent to stop you, it was sent to strengthen you. The delays that frustrated you were not denials, they were divine preparations. God was not withholding the promise, He was enlarging your capacity to carry it without collapse. Every postponed breakthrough trained your discernment. Every closed door refined your patience. Every moment where nothing moved forced you to grow roots instead of chasing validation. And now comes the great reversal. The same time that once stretched painfully now compresses favor rapidly. The same silence that once tested your faith now gives way to visible movement. You are crossing into a season that cannot be undone because it was built on obedience rather than impulse. Destiny does not rush, it arrives fully formed, fortified, and untouchable. This is not sudden luck. This is accumulated alignment paying you back with interest. You are no longer waiting for abundance. You are stepping into a system where provision follows alignment automatically. This is the moment where almost disappears from your vocabulary. This is the season where momentum replaces effort. You didn't miss your time. You were being positioned so that when it arrived, nothing could sabotage it. What opens now opens wide. What shifts now shifts permanently. This is not a temporary high, it is a structural upgrade. And once this reversal begins, you will never again recognize the version of you that once waited. Chosen one, this moment requires agreement, not observation. Do not treat this message as background noise or passive encouragement. Stay until the end, because what is moving here is not just information, it is activation. Write your warmest wish in the comments, not as a hopeful thought, but as a declaration. And type 99 as a prophetic signal that the old cycle is complete and divine overflow has begun. This is not superstition. This is alignment. Written words carry power because they move belief from the internal into the external. When faith leaves silence and becomes declaration, it creates permission for movement. Heaven responds to agreement, not hesitation. What you write becomes a signal to your subconscious, your spirit, and the unseen realm that you are ready to receive what has been waiting for you. Wishes spoken in faith are not idle thoughts. They are living energy. They activate pathways. They enforce alignment. This is why participation matters. This is why written declaration seals what spoken faith initiates. You are not begging for something to happen. You are agreeing with what has already been authorized. The moment you declare it, you shift from observer to receiver, from waiting to alignment, from hoping to hosting. Faith expressed becomes faith enforced. And when belief is written, it anchors expectation in reality. Write it, seal it, agree with it. Because this season responds to participation, not passivity. There were years, chosen one, when your obedience happened in silence. Years where you gave while depleted, served while tired, showed up while unseen. You kept believing when nothing around you confirmed the promise. Those were not empty years, they were seed years. God witnessed every unseen sacrifice, every quiet prayer, every time you chose faith while feeling forgotten. Not one seed was lost. Not one tear was wasted. Divine silence was not abandonment, it was incubation. The desert season strengthened roots before allowing visibility. What you planted in exhaustion is now rising in authority. What you sowed in faith is now returning with multiplication. God does his deepest work where applause cannot interfere. You were not delayed. You were being protected from premature exposure. You were not ignored. You were being prepared for permanence. Now the silence breaks. Manifestation begins. And what emerges will shock those who assumed nothing was happening. Your harvest is not small because your endurance was not small. What comes now carries weight because it was forged in secrecy. This is the transition from hidden faith to visible reward. And once visibility begins, it does not retreat. Chosen one, what is arriving now is not sourced from human systems. It is not dependent on approval, trends, or permission. This is supernatural wealth, inheritance released because of alignment. What God gives cannot be blocked, delayed, or corrupted. This wealth is eternal in nature, spiritual in origin, and unstoppable in motion. It does not arrive with guilt. It does not require compromise. There were no shortcuts, no manipulation, no cheating involved in your process, and that purity guarantees longevity. This is not money that comes quickly and leaves quietly. This is provision that stays, multiplies, and protects. Heaven funds what heaven authors. What is being transferred now is not fragile, it is fortified. It is clean. It is authorized. It is permanent. This wealth carries peace, not pressure. It carries stability, not anxiety. It carries responsibility, not fear. And because it comes from God, it cannot be taken by man. This is inheritance, not hustle. And once it begins flowing, it does not stop. Chosen one, the nights you cried in silence were not signs of weakness. They were moments of transformation. Those tears were not wasted emotion. They were prayers in liquid form, rising to heaven when words failed you. Isolation was not punishment, it was preparation. God had to remove noise so he could shape you without interruption. Survival mode taught you discipline. Pressure taught you discernment. Pain taught you humility without destroying your confidence. You didn't just endure suffering, you were restructured by it. Every moment you chose not to quit, something inside you matured. Every time you felt alone, your dependency shifted from people to God. And that shift is why you can now carry what is coming without being corrupted by it. Overflow requires a vessel that won't leak, panic, or misuse it, and you were trained under weight, not comfort. You learned how to stand without applause, how to remain kind without reward, how to trust without evidence. That is not common, that is qualifying. This moment was not rushed because your capacity had to match the assignment. What you are receiving now would have overwhelmed the earlier version of you. But this version, the one refined by pain, is ready. Pain didn't disqualify you. It calibrated you. It burned away entitlement, insecurity, and impatience. It replaced fragility with stability. What once felt like breakdown was actually buildup. And now, when overflow arrives, it will not distract you, derail you, or destroy you. It will settle into you because you have been shaped to host it. This is not reward without preparation. This is preparation being revealed as reward. Chosen one, there were seasons where people misunderstood you, doubted you, or quietly dismissed you. That invisibility was not failure, it was protection. God concealed you on purpose. If you had been seen too early, you would have been exposed before you were fortified. Lack was not punishment, it was instruction. Delay was not cruelty, it was architecture. While others measured progress by visible results, God was building permanence beneath the surface. He was reinforcing foundations that could withstand pressure, success, and scrutiny. You were learning how to operate without validation, how to stay aligned without affirmation, how to remain obedient without immediate reward. That training is rare, and it is the reason what emerges now will not collapse. While others rushed visibility, you were rooted. While others chased applause, you were strengthened. Every closed door redirected you into deeper preparation. Every overlooked moment refined your focus. God was constructing something that could not be shaken by opinion or opposition. What people couldn't see was the framework being built underneath. Now, when the structure becomes visible, it stands firm. This is not something that can be easily taken, because it was not easily built. What emerges now is stable, sustainable, and supported by divine design. The season of invisibility has ended, not because you demanded recognition, but because the build is complete. What God finishes in secret, He reveals with authority. Chosen one, restoration is not arriving in fragments, it is arriving in fullness. What was taken from you is being returned sevenfold. Time you thought was lost. Opportunities that slipped through your fingers. Dignity that was challenged. Confidence that was shaken. God is restoring not just resources, but identity. Years that felt wasted are being redeemed with accelerated favor. What the enemy intended to permanently steal has been reassigned for multiplication. This restoration is not just about you, it is generational. Lineage-level struggle ends with you. Cycles of lack, fear, and spiritual debt are breaking because you stayed aligned when it would have been easier to quit. The wealth being released does not stop at your hands, it flows forward. It funds stability for generations you may never meet. It creates options where there were once limitations. It builds legacy where survival once dominated. You are not just recovering, you are rewriting outcomes for your bloodline. This is divine justice, not coincidence. God restores publicly what was taken privately. And when restoration arrives, it does not apologize for its size. What comes back now carries authority, permanence, and multiplication. Chosen one, the season of scraping, surviving, and barely making it has ended. You are no longer forcing doors or chasing approval. Access now comes looking for you. Invitations that were once denied are now arriving unexpectedly. Rooms you were once excluded from now open without resistance. God is reordering systems in your favor. Tables are turning. Decision makers are shifting. Barriers are dissolving without confrontation. Heaven is opening doors while silencing accusers. You will not need to explain yourself. Your presence will speak. Favor replaces friction. Ease replaces strain. This is not something you manipulate, it is something you walk into. You are no longer asking to be seen, you are being recognized. This access is not temporary because it is not granted by people, it is authorized by God. When heaven opens a door, no human opinion can shut it. Chosen one, your wealth is no longer confined to a bank account. You are rich in every dimension. Financial stability, spiritual clarity, emotional peace, mental strength, physical vitality. You are no longer chasing money, you are hosting wealth. Wealth responds to alignment, not desperation. Your life is being transformed from the inside out. Obedience has recalibrated your entire system. You think differently. You move differently. You decide differently. This is total life abundance, not selective blessing. You are no longer surviving in one area while struggling in another. Harmony replaces imbalance. Stability replaces chaos. This is the kind of richness that sustains itself because it flows from wholeness, not hunger. You are not just wealthy, you are well. Chosen one, something fundamental has shifted within you, and it is irreversible. You are no longer operating from a mindset of scarcity or pursuit. The season of chasing validation, chasing opportunity, chasing provision has ended. You no longer move from lack, you move from alignment. And alignment attracts. The internal urgency that once drove you has dissolved, replaced by clarity and certainty. You no longer shrink to fit rooms that cannot hold your frequency. As your frequency changed, certain people, environments, and expectations naturally fell away, not because you rejected them, but because they could no longer match you. This is not loss, this is refinement. You now carry wealth as presence, not performance. You don't have to prove your worth or announce your value. Your energy introduces you before words ever do. The scarcity mindset that once whispered, "Hurry," has been replaced by divine assurance that what is meant for you arrives without strain. You are no longer asking if you're enough. You are no longer negotiating your worth. You are no longer tolerating misalignment to feel accepted. This shift is why things come to you now. Opportunities sense readiness. Favor responds to stability. People recognize authority without explanation. This is what happens when identity settles. You are not performing for abundance, you are positioned for it. And because you no longer chase, nothing can exhaust you. You attract because you are aligned, and alignment is magnetic. Chosen one, heaven does not ignore betrayal, lost time, or stolen opportunity. Nothing you endured was overlooked. God is a perfect accountant, and every injustice is being balanced. This is the season of divine promotion and prophetic compensation. What was delayed is being repaid with acceleration. What was denied is being returned with interest. You are not merely being elevated, you are being restored. Lost years are being compressed into momentum. Missed chances are being replaced with greater access. God is not apologetic about this overflow because it is just. You are no longer asking when because heaven has moved it to now. This promotion does not come with fear of loss because it was not earned through striving, it was released through alignment. What arrives now does not test your patience, it confirms your endurance. You don't have to justify this elevation to anyone. You don't need to explain why it's your turn. Divine compensation does not wait for approval. When God promotes, He does it publicly enough to silence doubt and privately enough to preserve humility. This is repayment, not favoritism. And it arrives without delay, Chosen one, the wilderness wandering has ended. You are not searching anymore. You are not circling the same lessons. This is a completion season. What began in secrecy is now finished in clarity. Heaven has announced the closing of a long cycle, and with that announcement comes peace. You are not becoming rich, you already are. Rich in wisdom, rich in discernment, rich in authority. The striving has ceased because the lesson is complete. Clarity replaces confusion. Alignment replaces effort. You are no longer questioning direction, you are walking in it. This completion restores your soul. It brings emotional rest. It quiets internal noise. When something is complete, it no longer demands energy. And that is why you feel settled. The urgency is gone. The anxiety has lifted. This is what happens when destiny catches up with preparation. The season that drained you is over. The season that sustains you has begun. Chosen one, you passed tests that others failed under pressure. You did not sell your integrity for quick gain. You did not trade your soul for crumbs. You chose alignment even when compromise looked easier. And that is why you are trusted now. Wealth, influence, and visibility require trust, not talent alone. God tested your heart before releasing resources. You were watched in private moments, under stress, in disappointment, and in silence. You proved consistent when it mattered most. That is why the blessings arriving are legacy-sized. They are not meant to impress, they are meant to last. You are trusted because you stayed grounded when you could have become bitter. You stayed obedient when you could have walked away. This trust is what stabilizes the overflow. You are not just receiving. You are stewarding. And because trust was proven, increase is safe. Chosen one, concealment has lifted. The season of hiding is complete. You now carry spiritual royalty, not arrogance, but authority. Visibility has been cleared because you are no longer vulnerable to distraction or distortion. Your presence commands rooms without words. Your energy sets tone without effort. Resistance dissolves at arrival because authority does not announce itself. It is recognized. This is not ego. This is assignment. You are visible now because you are stable. You are seen now because you are ready. What once intimidated others no longer matters. What once blocked you no longer holds weight. When you enter, alignment follows. This is clearance for influence. This is permission for authority. This is what happens when preparation meets timing. You are no longer overlooked. You are acknowledged. Chosen one, something has shifted deep within you that cannot be undone. This is a divine system upgrade. You have been unplugged from scarcity grids that once governed your thinking, reactions, and decisions. Fear-based survival is no longer your operating system. Heaven has rewired you to function from alignment instead of anxiety. You no longer make decisions out of panic, urgency, or lack. You move from clarity. You respond from confidence. You wait from trust. This upgrade is internal before it ever becomes visible externally. That is why things feel calmer even before they look different. You are now operating within Heaven's economy, where obedience produces provision and alignment sustains overflow. The frantic energy that once pushed you has been replaced by discernment. You don't chase because you don't fear missing out. You don't rush because you know timing protects outcomes. This is not laziness, it is maturity. The internal update has completed, and because the system has changed, the results must follow. Old triggers no longer control you. Old patterns no longer repeat. You are functioning from a higher level of awareness, and that awareness governs your reality. Once the system updates, the experience must change. And it already has. Chosen one, what once required desperation now arrives with ease. This is fulfillment season. The exhausting push is over. You are no longer forcing outcomes or proving worth. Dreams that lived in your heart are becoming scheduled realities. Things line up without strain. Support shows up without begging. Provision flows without pressure. This is not because you stopped caring, it is because you stopped striving. Ease is not absence of purpose, it is evidence of alignment. When you move in rhythm with divine timing, effort decreases while results increase. What once drained you now energizes you. You are no longer overwhelmed by the future because you trust the process that brought you here. Overflow is becoming normal, not shocking. Stability is replacing unpredictability. This is not temporary relief, it is a new standard. Fulfillment feels quiet, grounded, and secure. You are no longer chasing happiness, you are living from it. This season allows you to breathe while building, to enjoy while expanding, to receive without guilt. This is what happens when preparation meets promise. Ease did not come early, it arrived on time. Chosen one, this overflow has an assignment. It is not just blessing, it is a mantle. Wealth, influence, and access are tools in your hands, not trophies on your shelf. You are becoming the answer to prayers you once prayed. What flows to you now flows through you. This abundance breaks chains, shifts bloodlines, and restores dignity where despair once lived. You are positioned to create options for others where there were none. To bring relief where pressure once ruled. To fund vision, stability, and hope. Multiplication follows obedience because obedience keeps the channel clear. You are not here to hoard, you are here to steward. And because your heart is aligned, the flow will not stop. Purpose protects overflow. When wealth has meaning, it multiplies safely. You are not just receiving, you are participating in divine impact. Chosen one, the internal war has ended. You are no longer battling yourself. Rest has replaced survival mode. Pressure has lifted. Your mind is no longer racing. Your spirit is no longer strained. This is divine rhythm. You move when it's time. You rest without guilt. You act without fear. Stability has settled into your nervous system, not just your circumstances. This is not stagnation, it is grounded acceleration. You are no longer reactive. You are responsive. You no longer feel behind. You are present. Divine rhythm sustains what ambition once exhausted. This rest is not laziness, it is trust made visible. And from this place, everything you build lasts. Chosen one, the miracle cannot remain hidden any longer. Your life is the evidence. Pain became position. Loss became legacy. Delay became discernment. What you survived did not define you, it prepared you. Now comes responsibility, not burden. Visibility, not pressure. Expansion, not fear. You are called to shine, not shrink. To multiply, not minimize. To carry this season with humility and authority. Let your life speak. Let your overflow testify. Let your peace preach. You are not waiting for proof, you are the proof. And hear this final truth clearly. You are richer than ever before, and it is over.